Today with the box office here, and these are not good. Of course, with there being no movies coming out, there is basically gonna be a big slump for the next couple of months. The number one movie of the week is currently Bullet Train, where this movie's at $140 million. This movie's not really doing too well at the box office. Obviously, it is not really doing too well. Of course, Bullet Train. I think the biggest problem of this movie is the fact that the critics don't like it because there's still a ton of people who still, for some ungodly reason, trust Rotten Tomatoes. Okay, this is the problem. There are a lot of people who still trust these complete lunatics at Rotten Tomatoes. Okay, that's the reason to not see a movie. Or Rotten Tomatoes said it was bad. That's your number one reason not to see a movie. And of course, the only movies that are immune to Rotten Tomatoes, of course, are the big franchise movies. Which is a problem because if you're a non-franchise movie, there's going to be less incentive for people to see it because, oh, it's not a part of a franchise, so I don't want to see it. That's basically how it is. Okay. But yeah, Bullet Train is currently at negative $100 million worldwide, which is pretty bad. It's doing better than DC League of Super Pets, which is a franchise movie, so that's pretty hilarious as well because it's doing better than DC League of Super Pets. Whereas this movie is a box office bomb. I think anybody with a good brain will predict this movie, but this movie is actually having decent legs at the box office despite its small opening. This movie might, again, there's no movies coming out, so this movie and Bullet Train may make back its money like Elvis did over time, but Elvis needs to make Bullet Train needs to make another $100 million worldwide, being a non-franchise movie, but again, this movie might do well simply because there's nothing coming out. DC Leagues of Super Pets has a $90 million budget, like Bullet Train, and he's making Bullet Train is making around 214. This week's making around 224 million. So both of these movies need to make over $200 million to make money, of course. Which means these movies, both of them might bomb at the box office. Next is Top Gun. Okay, Top Gun, this movie has been out for so long, yet it's still making money at the box office. This movie has been out for a while. This movie is performing Avatar numbers. Okay, this movie passed the Titanic. This movie is basically gonna do Avatar numbers. I don't think it will pass Avatar, but Top Gun is doing extremely well for a movie. I don't think Avatar 2 is gonna make that much money at the first one. People really overestimate Avatar 2. Okay, and Avatar 3. People really overestimate those movies. You know, James Cameron may be able to get lightning in a bottle twice, but it's going to be very hard to. He has a lot of diminishing returns. Typically, sequels do worse than the first movies. Unless the sequel is Terminator 2 or Sonic 2, sequels typically do worse over time. Okay? And Avatar 2 was a 10-year sequel. Of course, Top Gun came out 40 years ago, but this is of course Tom Cruise we're talking about. Okay, and of course, it's just a good movie, so people are going to go see it. I think that's the big difference between Avatar 2. If Avatar 2 is a complete sit-so of a movie, no one's going to go see it, whereas I think it is going to be because it's made by Disney. I think Avatar 2 will probably make between $450 million domestically and maybe around $1 billion worldwide, which means Top Gun will need to make over $1.4 billion worldwide, which it probably will. Because, of course, Avatar 2 will probably make a huge chunk of money in China. But heck, it might not even make $1 billion like Jurassic World Dominion hasn't yet. So, yeah. Avatar, again, this movie, Top Gun, doing more likely be the highest grossing movie of the year, which would be pretty funny. Because this was predicted to flop by Rooper. Complete, bullshit site that nobody likes. Next is Forever and Thunder, Disney's flop. Yeah, this movie has made $90 million at Disney, but this movie's going to be making hundreds of millions of dollars. This movie's only made $1 billion. Okay? But this movie can't make $1 billion. This movie cannot make $1 billion. Okay, it's never gonna. Minions passed Forever and Thunder. Minions is having pretty good legs, but 4 is not. 4 is having abysmal and god-awful legs. I think Minions will have good legs for the next month because there's nothing coming out. Basically. But yeah, Forever and Thunder is a box office failure. Even though the movie made money, it's for Marvel standards, this movie's doing abysmally. Okay, this movie has dropped like a ball internationally. It'll probably end up making around $750 million, $760 million worldwide. But I don't see this movie making that much more money Okay, that's what I'm saying. I don't see this movie making up that much more money. I know TikTok will defend this movie, but nobody cares about this movie. It's an L movie, and yeah, it's not making money. It's not making that much. It has made money, it has made profit, but if you compare it to Doctor Strange, which made $500 million for Disney and Marvel, and of course No Way Home, which made 1.4 billion, and you had like lots of Marvel movies that made billions of dollars or hundreds of millions of dollars. Thor is not doing too well. That's basically what I'm saying. This movie has made this much money. It's like movie like Captain America: The First Avenger, which is pretty laughable. Okay, at this current moment. Next is Nope. This movie still needs to make like like $170 million. It has finally released internationally, but I don't think the international numbers may be enough for Nope. I think this movie might end. I don't think this movie will end Jordan Peele's career, considering that not every movie is gonna make money, but I think it's gonna make him make small. It's not gonna. I don't think they could give him the freedom to make a movie of that make it big of a budget. Cause again, Nope is not a part of a franchise. Okay, people say no, it's woke. The reason why it's flawed because it's woke. No, it's not part of a franchise. Okay, this is the power of modern Hollywood. Movies that are not part of a franchise don't make money. That's just the truth of it all. Okay, people are not drawn to Nope, Bullet Train, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Northman, because they're not part of a franchise. Because people are stuck watching the same garbage over and over again. Yeah, these movies can be good. Sonic 2 was very good. Okay, I'm sure Minions: The Rise of Gru will be pretty good when I watch it. But Nope. But some of the best movies released this year. Everything Everywhere All at Once is one of the bad movies released this year, but it made way less money than Thor from Thunder or Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, which is pretty hilarious because those movies don't deserve an ounce of money. Both of those movies are garbage. Okay, and again, Top Gun. You don't even know when Top Gun's coming out. Top Gun will probably come out in November because it has still in the theaters. They're trying to keep that movie in the theaters as long as possible. Minions. I think they're trying to keep this movie in the theaters as long as possible as well. This movie is a moneymaker. It has last week it was at 750 and made $4 million more dollars. This movie's gonna probably easily make around $850 million worldwide. It won't make $1 billion, but it has done extremely well at the box office, which is something that Lightyear has not made. Okay, people think, but family movies cannot make money. Hey, we're gonna have bomb at the box office. Okay, yeah, movies are not made by Disney. Movies like The Bad Guys made money. Okay, movies like Minions: The Rise of Gru. Okay, movies like Sonic 2 made money. Okay, Sing 2 made money. And that came out. It's just Disney is struggling to get back to audience because Disney sucks. Modern Disney sucks. I don't care how much the critics love Enchanto. The movie still bombed. Okay, I don't care how much the critics loved Lightyear. No one went to go see the movie. Okay, no one gives a fuck about Disney. I think Kung Fu Panda 4 will make bank, but not Elemental, whoever Pixar's next movie will be. Okay, Elemental will probably flop, but Spider-Verse 2, Kung Fu Panda 4 will probably make a ton of money. Because people don't want to see woke garbage in the movie. Strange World will flop, but Puss in Boots I think will probably make a huge chunk of money. Probably $400-500 million. Sonic Fleets will make a lot of money. But it just seems that people are just avoiding Disney. I think that's the real caveat of this. And that's bad movies overall. Because people don't want to watch movies like, whatever it's called. That's on streaming anyway, so. Yeah, I think Rockwell made a decent chunk of money, but I think they want to avoid competition. But yeah, even movies like DC League of Super Pets is not really doing too well. And Paws of Fury, because of course, Super Pets looked awful. But Paws of Fury looked awful. No one went to go see it. I think it's just people want to avoid bad movies. Pets, I think, is going to have the word of mouth working throughout this next couple months. But yep, that's it. Next is World of Crawdads Things again. A movie that I thought would lose money. A movie that I thought would flop, but this movie has been doing extremely well at the box office. I think it could probably continue making money, which is pretty good for non-franchise movies, of course. It's always nice to see a movie that isn't a part of a franchise making money. Next is Bodies. Never heard of this movie before. This movie isn't really making that much money. It's another A24 movie, and yeah, the one made $3.5 million. I don't think this movie is gonna make that much money overall. This movie is not really doing too well. There's not really much interest for it as well. So yeah, Bodies. I think it's another movie that's gonna be forgotten. I think A24, they had the one hit for once, and then they were gonna mostly make obscure movies that no one wants to see. Next is Elvis. Again, this movie's gonna probably continue making a couple million more dollars. It's gonna probably make up around 150, $45 million, and probably $280 million. It has done extremely well rigs wise, for a movie of its type. Not being a part of franchise. Of course, Elvis is a very well remembered and popular singer, but again, Elvis is not a part of a franchise. People won't see these movies because, it's not Marvel. I don't want to see it. It's not DC. It's not Batman. I don't want to see it. It's just a stupid, idea that, or it's just a stupid, general public that don't want to see movies like this. At least in America, people are seeing it because $100 million is pretty good for America getting sales. Not as good as, Four and Thunder, which will not make which again, it's complete garbage, and so I've not made that much money, but the normies still gonna support these garbage movies anyways, like Four and Thunder. So yeah. Next are the only new releases of this week. Fall, no one cares about that movie. Easter Sunday, a box office failure, not part of a franchise. Never even heard of this movie before, and no one's watching it basically. And yeah, it's gonna be Dust Like 355. No, it's gonna make so little money at the box office. It's gonna be a massive flop for whoever made this movie, basically, as well, which is made by Universal. So Universal, you made another flop as well. Yeah. And of course we have this Indian movie, I think. It's an Indian Bollywood movie. And Macarena, which is a movie that was critically panned and I thought would flop anyways. The Black Phone is making $152 million. Pretty good for a non-franchise movie, of course. As well. And Jurassic World Dominion, which made another $40 million worldwide. So this movie, if it continues like having small drops in Japan, then I think this movie could make $1 billion. Because it's doing pretty well in Japan. Basically. It's having small drops in that country. So I think it should do pretty well in that country. I think Jurassic World will probably make $1 billion over the next couple weeks. If it continues having like small drops, like 12 million. If it has like a 10 million drop, 10 million, 7 million, which will be on 192 million, and around 4 million. Yeah, I think this movie will make like $1.1 billion. It will barely scratch the $1 billion if it does hit $1 billion, or we will have one of the first movies to nearly hit $1 billion. But I think they're gonna continue. They might try to put this movie over the next month to make sure this movie hits $1 billion to reach that goal that they want to do. So I wouldn't be surprised if this movie gets a feeder increase, like on Riverdale or something, and this movie makes $1 billion of that way. So yeah, that's it about the box office. Again, I thought we talked about this for much longer, but again, there wasn't really nothing. Oh yeah, Right Hero is basically dead in the water. We got to see, Right Hero has only made $270 million. That's abysmal. That's abysmal for Pixar, basically. But yeah, that's basically about this video. Goodbye.